Hopefully that clip didn't drag on too long. Guys, welcome back into a new video. How many players do you play with that looks a little bit like that? Have you ever been told you're a slow player? Or is a friend of yours clearly a slow player and it drives you mad? I'm going to take you through a few tips today, or a few clues that you might be a slow player yourself. These are the common mistakes golfers make that slow the game of golf down. As you'll have seen in that clip, that's common mistake number one. Be ready to play. Waiting for your mate to hit and you're not in the way of his shot, you've got to be ready. You've got to make sure that you're ready. As soon as your bag sits down, the first thing you do, glove on. Gloves ready to go. If he hasn't hit at this point and you're not going to disturb him, which you shouldn't be, because you should be walking to your golf ball if you're not going to be in the way, you should have your yardage ready before that guy has hit his golf shot, or girl. I've taken my yardage, he hasn't hit yet, and I'm thinking about what I need to do in order to hit my shot while I'm waiting for him to hit. It's his honor, he's further away from the hole. As soon as he's hit, I can say good shot, but at least then I'm ready. I've got my yardage, I've got my glove on, I've thought about my club selection. All I need to do now at this point is make my selection, go through a routine that doesn't take too long, make my practice swings, make sure I'm ready to hit the shot. This isn't rushing, this is just taking the necessary steps to make sure that golf doesn't take as long as it should. That's common mistake number one. Always be ready to play. Let's get the plugs out of the way. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. We've really grown over the last few weeks and we're really pleased to see it, and we hope that you can join the journey with us. If you haven't already, please do press that subscribe button. Let's get on to common mistake number two. Gotta tell you what, that wasn't a bad one, that one. Where's the next tee? Is it up that way? All right, cool. So how many people do you see make that mistake? You'd have known, well, hopefully you know what that mistake was that I just made there. The next tee is up there, and I've left my bag the opposite side of the green. So I had to walk up to my golf ball, hit my putt, come back to my bag, and then walk all the way up to the same way. Always leave your bag in the most sensible position you possibly can to reduce the time it takes you to get off the green and out the way for the next group that's playing up to the green. Take your bag all the way up to the next tee, the right side of the green, not the opposite side. That's going to reduce your round time so significantly. If you times that time by 18 times, you're going to be getting around the golf course a lot more efficiently, and you're not going to be annoying those golfers behind you waiting for you to walk back to your bag and then back up the length of the green. So you're on the next tee then, and you're on a par 3 with all your mates. You don't want to leave your bag too far away. This is going to sound like a little bit of a petty one, but if you're taking your yardage and it's a par 3, you haven't got your clubs next to you and you've wandered over with your rangefinder, you're having to walk over to your golf bag, pick out a club, and you've got to be damn sure that that club's going to be correct, because if it's not right, you've got to walk back to your bag again and pick out your next club. Sounds like a little bit of a silly one, but this kind of links into being ready to play, because it stops scenarios that look a little bit like this one. Yeah, 140 into the wind uphill. See how this can start to introduce problems, walking back and forth. Leave your bag as close as possible to where you're hitting that golf shot from. Saves the back and forth. Let's move on to point number 4. So point number 4 then links very much into being ready to play, but this is kind of a point within itself. The over-analyzer. Stop over-analyzing. Use your instincts. If you do require that little bit of extra time to figure out which shot is best for you, be ready to play your shot. This links very much into number one that we spoke about earlier. So in a situation like this, for example, if your playing partner is the other side of the green and it's their turn to play, while they're playing, if this is your time to decide which shot you need to hit. I've got an 8-iron here for the lower option to use friction to use this slope to slow the golf ball down while I'm short-sided, or I've got a lob wedge option. It's during this time that my player, or playing partner I should say, over there is playing. That's when I need to be deciding which shot I'm going to hit. If I wait for him to play and then start this process, this is going to slow us down a lot, and I mean a lot. So while he's playing, I'm going to choose to go for the 8-iron. So I'm going to hit my 8-iron. I've already decided while my playing partner was there, and I've already figured out which shot I'd like to hit. Probably the good option, because I've given myself that time to come up with a shot that I'd like to hit, and it's worked out really nicely. Haven't got any friends with me today, and yes, in the previous clips I was talking to myself. This is point number 5, and this is a really common one. Golf's a sociable game. You want to have a catch up with your mates. You have a chat for 4 hours, hopefully less than 4 hours. Trying to keep it underneath this 4 hours, especially if you're playing a 3 or a 2 ball. But unnecessary chats, that's point number 5. If you're on a tee box and the fairway's clear, hit your shot, talk on the way to your next shot. Don't have a chat on the tee box and then tee off. I was going to have a pretend conversation, but I think my acting is definitely not good enough for that. So unnecessary chats on the tee box. This is a really, really common one. We see people chatting, the fairway's clear, and the group's coming up on the next hole right up behind you. And the next thing you'll be moaning about is they're right up behind you and you don't feel as if you're playing all that slowly. You might get all your routines right, you might be always ready to play when you're on the fairway, you leave your bag on the right side of the green, but if you start chatting on the tee box when it's clear to play, you're not going to be favoured by the group behind, certainly. And the quicker you get teed off, the quicker you can get into the 19th hole and have a drink and catch up there. There's no one waiting behind you there. Guys, really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Hopefully that intro didn't drag on too long, and if you stayed this long, let me know. Let me know down in the comments if you stayed this long, and let me know if you've got a friend that is guilty of any of these 5 points. If there's any more things that you see in the game of golf that slows your game down and it really, really does annoy you, let me know down in the comments, because this is a really common problem, and it's a hot topic nowadays in golf. So hopefully we can hear from you in the comments. Guys, really hope you've enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, please do press that subscribe button. We're growing really, really nicely now, and lots of updates to come. Really hope you have a good day, evening, whenever you're watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.